But you have to realize that it's black people are like white people are not being hunted after. Y'all can come here and live a great freaking life.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. And today I got one from Charlie Kirk. I don't know much about the guy outside of he started the organization Turning Point USA. But this clip, it threw me off a little bit, and I had to bring it to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. As I like to say, we just spirits encased in human flesh, trying to figure out this thing called life. Not nearly as divided as the mainstream media would like you to think. So if you enjoy what you hear, please share this thing far and wide, just so we can enlighten the masses.
Do you think people should be judged based on the color of their skin?
It's not that I think that, but it's that it's happening, and you cannot ignore that. I might not be treated the same as him as he walks.
You're right. It is happening. Like at Coca-Cola, they say they need to train their employees to abolish whiteness. At AT&T, they said they would need to train their employees to get rid of whiteness. We have a supply and demand issue with racism in our country. We have an incredibly low supply of racism and incredible demand to try to fulfill it. So we've created racism where it doesn't exist and try to turn everyone into mini racists against each other, which has now manifested itself into a massive anti-white movement in our country, where I believe, more than anything else, we should care about character, not skin color. Do you agree with that?
It's not. I don't believe that you understand what I'm saying. It's not that I don't agree with not. I'm sorry. Oh, it's not that I don't agree with, you know, what you just said, but you have to realize that it's black people are like white people are not being hunted after. Y'all can come here and live a great freaking life. Alabama is a safe haven. These PhD.
White people are not hunted after. See, this is the type of shit that's just like, I'm sure she's, 18, 19, 20? Media and propaganda is powerful. Because if I did not grow up in an all-black environment, right, if I only watched social media, then I would believe the narrative that, damn, they really out here attacking black people and they really be going through stuff. But growing up in an all-black environment, like all black, I know every morning when I turn on the news, it's another homicide. I know every evening when I turn on the news, there's a homicide. You know, Tupac Shakur has a quote. They keep telling me it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing around here. And nobody acknowledges that. In 2020, there were 10,000 black men murdered by other black men. 10,000. And to put that in perspective, in an 86-year history of lynching, and granted that isn't all of them, it's about 3,400 and something around there. About 3,500. And I'm not negating what happened in the past. But every 6 months, we are committing a mass genocide on ourselves and completely turning a blind eye to it because of what happened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. That is the definition of insane. And until we can get our young generation to start paying attention on what's going on in these inner cities, like almost every day another rapper is dying at this point. It ain't even just inner city kids, it's rappers, it's celebrities, millionaires. So we can't make the excuses about poverty or none of that. We have to look at what's going on in our issues instead of turning a blind eye and saying, what can we blame the white man for today? Because it's getting old. If it's hard for me to hear and I'm 30, I can only imagine what it's like for a 50 or 60 or 70-year-old individual who's been hearing these same narratives over and over and over, yet nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. And it makes no sense that we're still arguing about race when they was talking about this in the 60s. We're supposed to evolve. Elon Musk is going to Mars. Jeff Bezos, who knows what he's planning? And we sitting around talking about microaggressions. We getting bamboozled, people.
The fraternities and sororities are a safe haven
You
for
think
white
you're
people.
being hunted?
Let me tell. Okay, y'all can laugh, but until you have walked as a black person on this campus, y'all truly don't understand. And
my homeboy Trevor Relaford, shout out Trevor, played Alabama basketball for 4 years, point guard, number 12. Look him up. He seemed to do just fine on that campus. Jamichael Green, another one of my homeboys. He seemed to do just fine on that campus. Are you going to say that they were only safe on Alabama's campus because they were athletes? because that would be a falsehood. These narratives that you can't walk somewhere, that's insecurity. That's you. You ain't comfortable in yourself. You're not confident. Because I can walk any street, anywhere, and I'm not even talking. I would feel safer on a college campus than I would going right now walking on 12th Street, walking on Independence Avenue, walking on 27th. This is how you know these kids have grew up in a good neighborhood, because they scared to be on a college campus. They ain't never been somewhere where they had to get down because a bullet was flying, I'm sure.
And I've gone to school with white people my whole life.
See, I just said it. I've gone to school with white people my whole life. Meanwhile, I think my elementary was all black. My middle school probably had 2 white girls. In my high school, it had 3 white girls. And I'm trying to think how many white. We had a few Hispanics, but we really didn't have no white boys growing up. So I didn't deal with all this. I wasn't scared of white people. When I got to see them, I was like, oh, what y'all doing around here?
So I will end with this. You're not being hunted at the University of Alabama, and there is no boogeyman that's trying to get you.
It's not. You're making it seem.
You live in the least racist country in the history of the world.
You're in Alabama. You are literally in the place where it's not okay.
You mean the place that has given you more talking time than any other person here, and where they sit respectfully. You're supposed to shut me
down and be like, go sit down? I mean, of course I'm going to talk to you.
That would have happened 100 years ago. You're right. 100 years ago, you might not have been allowed to come into this room, which would have been evil. No, instead, we are here. We're creating a movement to say we never want to go back to the segregation that once existed in this country that is now being pushed by people in corporate America, in academia, and other places. We want to strive for a country that cares about character and the soul and the spirit of the individual, not on tribes, not on the melanin content in people's skin. And I will say this as compassionately as I can, is that you are not being hunted as a black person in America. There's not a single statistic that affirms that. There's not a single data point. Instead, the opposite is true. We are the least racist, most accepting, multiracial country in the history of the planet. And I pray one day you'll be thankful to live in that country. Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you.
Everybody.
CJ, come here. Really quick. I have a question. Come here. Go right there.
My question before I get back into the video is, and somebody can let me know in the comments, how did the masses honestly believe that they're being hunted every day? Like, I don't have that type of fear. I don't have that type of worry. But how did that get pulled off on the masses of people? Because even when I saw the Trayvon Martin, I saw Jacob Blake, we all have seen the shoot. I don't have that fear in my heart that could happen to me. I'm not out doing anything wrong. I'm not disrespectful. The way the media works, like I said, it wants everybody riding on a low vibration. It wants you fear, false evidence appearing real. If I can make you think you shouldn't leave your house, then you won't do it. If I can tell you that you ain't good enough to do anything or accomplish anything, you won't do it. That's why I say you got to disconnect from this matrix, people. Because physical slavery is over, but mental slavery is alive and well. And we got a college student in Alabama right now. And you know the other side of this is when she graduates from Alabama with her degree or whatever, she's going to hate capitalism and be pro-communism.
So CJ, just really quick, you're a black person. Are you hunted at the university?
You know, I don't feel hunted at this university, but I guess the difference between me and some people here is that I don't choose to be a victim, Charlie, which I think is the biggest problem we have here today are people who wake up every single day looking for a reason to be oppressed, looking for a reason to cry and make an excuse about why they're not in a position to go win. I don't see the color of my skin as a disability. I see it as simply an accessory that I couldn't control. I've been black all my life. I've been black today, and I'm thriving here.
And if we want to be truthful right now in society, being black is an advantage. Every company wants a black CEO, a black president, a black board of directors, somebody black in charge of racial and diversity department, a black, what's on the HR director? I mean, this whole thing. Well, not if you're heterosexual, though. If you're black and gay, that's a double whammy. Boom. You're going to the top, buddy. And we have to expose that. I don't know any job right now that's looking to hire straight white men. At all. Even when I get my gigs from my agent, when commercials are booking and movies are booking, they make it known who they looking for. No white families, no Caucasian families, looking for mixed race. If you're not sure about your gender, please reply to this audition. It's all been manufactured by the media. I'm not sure who this CJ guy is either, but it seemed like he has his head on his shoulders and isn't plugged into the matrix and is thinking for himself. And every individual has that same power to think for themselves. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to feel you're less than because of the color of your skin. I was black last night when I went to sleep. I'm still black sitting right here recording this video, and that has nothing to do with what I can accomplish in life. And if you black watching this video, I hope you know that as well. There are no limits on your life. Stop thinking small, man. Go big. Go big or go home. Elon Musk is going to Mars, and that man got a brain just like you. Like Dolph said, go get the money.
I think that's a roll tide right there, right? I don't know.
And so, CJ, let me ask you, CRT, racist?
It's not just racist. It's the exact iteration of white supremacy, just in reverse. I think it's important that we start teaching young people not to hate other people because of the color of their skin. We can teach black people to be proud of who they are without telling white people they should be ashamed of who they are. You know?
Amen. Yeah. So, closing thought, CJ. Is this trying to divide the country?
It's not only trying to divide the country, it's trying to break apart the foundation upon which it was built. You know, people forget the words of MLK, Rosa Parks, all those people who fought so hard for us to be a united country, where we didn't see the color of one's skin, but their character. This is about taking us away from the vision and the dream of Martin Luther King and just taking us to the dream of Kamala Harris, and I don't want to live that dream.
Amen. CJ, you're a great American. Give it up for CJ, everybody. So good.
Another book that everyone should read is Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson, to see what's going on in society. Another good one is The Miseducation of the Negro, because the more educated you are in America, the less you believe in yourself. Like I say, you go to the best elementary, middle school, high school, and college, and you come out as a victim, thinking of yourself as a second-class citizen. I'm not good enough because I'm black. And let me know in the comments. And I was thinking this, I was like, since the 70s, is there a generation that has graduated from college that hasn't been pro-communism? Because you can go look up Angela Davis, 1972. She was in college and she was communist. And you fast forward to where we are today, and on most college campuses, the young kids are communists as well. So it's just trying to say, did America really win World War II? Or what shift happened back then? And I got another video I'm going to make just talking about how both political sides have been hit over the head and don't know what's going on, the left and the right. Because a lot of people were saying, leave the left, leave the left, leave the Democrat plantation. And I'm saying, boy, if y'all can't pay attention that this thing is connected, then y'all ain't really looking all the way through the matrix. But this was a great video. Like I said, I don't know much about Charlie Kirk or the CJ guy. And I hope this young lady gets more confident in herself to realize that she is not being hunted walking around as a young black woman, and she can do anything in this world. You know, the worst thing in life is not to believe in yourself. But on another part of this situation that no one is even, remotely talking about or looking at is what happening to the mass of young white boys right now who are growing up to feel like they're a bad person just because they're skin color. They haven't done it. They got to stand up and apologize for racism. No, man, you're a regular little boy. You got to apply for jobs. You got to learn to ride a bike. You got to try to holler at girls. You got to go get a job and become something in this life. And without strong men, you don't have a nation. And that's black men, white men, Chinese men, Asian men, regardless. You need strong men standing together. And that's what's getting lost in all this, is when you remove all these white men from wanting to protect their nation and protect their families, and you got all these black men on drugs or in jail, who's protecting the women and children when outsiders come in? Or y'all think they're going to spare y'all life because y'all nice and y'all sweet and y'all say the right thing. We need strong men in America now more than ever. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Till next time, we out.